It's Livewire Del Mar. It just came out.
Cool.
Thank you. Ride safe. How's it going, everyone? My name is Preston, and today I wanted to share with you my thoughts on Livewire Del Mar. This is Livewire's first production motorcycle separate from the Harley-Davidson brand. So there's a lot of exciting stuff going on in this bike, and I just wanted to share with you my thoughts of it after putting well over 1,000 miles on one in the past month. So let's get started. Whether you're a seasoned motorcycle enthusiast or someone just getting into the scene, I believe that Livewire Del Mar has something to offer everyone. Not only is Del Mar fast and sexy, but I don't think there's anything quite like this motorcycle on the market right now, so I wouldn't discount it. Now let me share with you my impression of Del Mar today compared to 2 years ago when I saw the original launch edition marketing material. Now, my two concerns were level 2 charging and the handling. I am pleasantly surprised on how well this bike performs. It weighs 434 pounds. It's got 190 foot-pounds of torque. Those numbers are absolutely ridiculous. I believe since this bike is equipped with a 6-axis IMU, the IMU, which you typically find in a higher end motorcycle, and they put it into something that costs in the US $15,499, and I'm very impressed. It handles extremely well. Not only is it light and nimble, traction control and the ABS, I never feel like they're getting in the way of my riding, and I feel more comfortable on the bike given how advanced those systems are. Now getting to level 2 charging here, I never really had any experience. I come from gasoline. I have a Livewire 1 as well, so I'm used to the level 3 charging. I didn't realize how accessible the level 2 charging network would be in the Bay Area. Now, could be different for you depending on where you live, but I would say there's actually more level 2 chargers in the Bay Area than the fast chargers. Typically, more often than not, where I end up riding, there tends to be a charger, and 40-50% of the time, it's free, where I don't even pay. Or if I have to pay for a charge, it's $1 or $2. That's really nice. Getting to the charging time, this bike is a urban motorcycle. Livewire doesn't advertise it as anything else but an urban motorcycle. Level 2 charging, it takes between an hour and a half to 2 hours to get to a full charge. For what I've got going on with this bike, how I plan my day, I have everything coordinated, so if I do plan on going on a longer ride, how I schedule like my eating or something I have to do on the computer aligns with the charging of this bike, so it doesn't really get in the way. And typically, more than not, I'm sticking in the Oakland to San Francisco area. I never really encounter any range anxiety, so it hasn't really become a problem for me. Now, I would like to talk about price. I am quite impressed that this electric motorcycle comes in at the $15,000 to $16,000 price point. If you were anything like me, you'd expect an electric motorcycle of this perceived quality to come in at $20,000 minimum. I am quite impressed with what Livewire has pulled off here. When it comes to designing the powertrain, the battery pack, how you sit on the bike, how it rides, how it handles, just admiring it, it's very impressive. There's very nice components that have been outfitted to this bike. It's got the Showa reverse forks, Showa shock, Brembo braking system, front and rear. Even the rest of the bike, very nice quality. They talk about how these electric motorcycles should last you well over 50,000 miles. and I can really see it. They've obviously spent a lot of time meticulously designing everything to get it just right. I'm extremely impressed with the build quality and the components they're able to fit in this bike at the price point that it's at. Now, I like to say that, this is a launch edition Livewire Del Mar, but the only two differences between this bike and the standard are pretty much just the plastics and the rims. Everything else is the same between both motorcycles. What's also important on a bike like this are the ergonomics. Sports seat, it's a must-have, but it's extremely comfortable. I'm sitting about 1 inch higher than I would be on the standard seat. Great riding position, upright, nice and comfortable. It's not only light, it's nimble, but it's also extremely fast. When I'm going across the Bay Bridge into San Francisco from Oakland, this bike makes it a blast. Weaving through traffic, I feel really in control when I'm on this bike. I can get through certain situations much quicker than on a standard bike. I don't have to worry about the clutch, so I can really focus on everything else that it takes to be a safe rider. When I'm out riding in the canyons, it feels really planted, it's fast. I feel really good on this motorcycle. After all this talk about how Livewire Del Mar looks, how it feels, and how it rides, I am sure that you are curious about what kind of range you should expect from this motorcycle. Now, I can tell you from my own personal experience that the range figures that Livewire advertises on their website and at the events that they hold are true to life. That's exactly what you should expect from this bike. In my own personal experience, if I'm just riding purely in the city, I get about 100 miles of range. If I mix that up with highway miles, so if I'm riding from Oakland to San Francisco and back, anything between 5-10 miles between, I get 70 miles combined. Now, you can also burn this bike up in 40 to 50 miles, just depending on how much you want to tear it up. Livewire advertises Del Mar as an urban motorcycle, and I don't think it's trying to be anything else. This is truly an urban weapon. This is an absolute blast to ride. Not only that, but it is designed for urban usage. So if you're looking for a motorcycle that's going to take you on your next big trip, long way up style, whatever, this bike does not make any sense. So don't even bother looking at it anymore. This motorcycle, I would say, is perfect for someone living in a big city where there's a lot of traffic and they want to get around faster, and they also want to look pretty badass doing it. This motorcycle is nothing but an urban motorcycle. Sure, you can take it on the highway. Its top speed is 103, whatever. So you can do that with the combined mileage. But this bike really shines in the city. Given that it's direct driven, the powertrain here is very efficient, delivers power very smoothly. This bike is very well engineered for exactly the use purpose in mind. So again, I would like to give props to Livewire, especially their engineering team, for putting this bike together. This is truly an urban weapon. I would like to wrap up things with a pros and cons list for Livewire Del Mar. When it comes to the pros, I believe that it comes down to 4 factors: competitive price, build quality, factory support, and the performance offered by this motorcycle. From a holistic sense, like I said earlier, I don't think there's anything else on the electric motorcycle market right now that truly competes with Livewire Del Mar at this price point of $15,499. The only other electric motorcycle below $20,000 that I was really impressed with was the Sur X, which costs around $5,000. That's electric dirt bike. This is a urban motorcycle. But yeah, I've ridden a lot of electric motorcycles between $5,000 to like $30,000. For what it is, what it costs, when I look at the market, I don't want to specifically name different manufacturers, but when you look at the specs and what this is advertised to do, what it is, what Livewire offers, there's a lot of attractive things about this motorcycle. The factory support is another big one for me. Livewire is backed by Harley Davidson, so if there's ever any issue, you'd have that whole entire dealer network from Harley backing this bike. I can't say that about every electric manufacturer, particularly in the United States, so I think that's very much important. From a holistic sense, it's those four things. Now, if you have any questions regarding anything, particularly, please leave a comment below. And with that, let's get on to the cons. When we look at cons, in my opinion, there are really two. The first is the fact that this doesn't come with a service manual. Especially being somebody that wants to design parts, I feel like the service manual and what it has inside would be a little helpful. Not saying you can't do anything without the service manual. It'd be nice to have. And many other manufacturers out there offer the service manual to buy, or it's even posted on their website free to download. That's cool. Livewire, that would be cool. So yeah, there's that. The second one is level 3 charging. Now this one is a little interesting. Originally, when they first teased this bike, they first put out some material, some marketing material, getting everybody hyped up about it. They were very closed-mouthed about level 3 charging in general. And when I heard that this bike would not have level 3 charging, I was upset. I had to step back. I didn't want to look or think about this bike for a while. In hindsight, after experiencing it, riding it around, integrating it into my life, I've come to understand that I don't think we get the same motorcycle in regards to the size, how it looks, how it performs, and most importantly, the price being $15,499 in the United States. When you really look at it, this is an urban motorcycle. Livewire has Livewire 1, their flagship motorcycle, well over $20,000. That's a smaller market. This is supposed to be an offering for more of the masses, for everyone. Somebody that, when I say everyone, people just can't really justify spending that much money on a motorcycle, which I can understand. This is exactly why my opinion on level 3 charging has changed. Looking at it now, I can understand. Yeah. Now that wraps up the video. Thank you so much for watching. If there's any questions, things I just didn't get to in this video, drop a comment below and I'll read it and try and get back to you. And yeah, I really appreciate the kindness I've been getting in the past couple videos. It really goes a long way with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.